The American Egyptian Women of Influence podcast aims to be the American Egyptian culture podcast of choice. We believe that our knowledge and our participants' stories will greatly enhance understanding of both cultures. I'm Karen Leggett Aburaya. Today my guest is Heba El-Shazli, currently teaching the politics of the Middle East at George Mason University in Fairfax, Virginia. But for many years before that, she worked to build civic and union leadership in the Middle East with the American labor organization AFL-CIO and the National Democratic Institute. Heba, what was valuable to you about your many years of labor and civic organizing in the Middle East?
Thank you very much for that really, I think, important question, because it was truly about the people we worked with throughout the Middle East. The most valuable, wonderful thing about the work was working with incredibly courageous, passionate, dedicated individuals who truly loved their countries and wanted it to be better, and would do anything to make their countries respectful of their human rights. So it was truly, that was the most valuable thing.
Did you feel you made some progress?
I hope so. I hope so in the sense that we shared ideas, we shared experiences, lessons from other parts of the world that I hope were helpful to these courageous people. But remember, at the end of the day, I got on an airplane and went back to Fairfax, Virginia, and they were the courageous ones who stayed in their countries, trying and agitating and fighting for change and for improvements.
And after many years, what prompted you to switch to teaching?
Also another great question, if I may. Teaching has been a wonderful second career, and really the idea of taking the 28 some odd years that I spent working in the field with these courageous people and bringing their stories into the classroom, trying to impart to the students these wonderful opportunities and, again, stories of real people doing real things to improve their lives. And to me, I couldn't think of a better way to do that, was to teach at the university level.
Now, you teach young people at George Mason, but you also teach regular classes on literature in the Middle East at the Politics and Prose bookstore. Two very different audiences. You've got young students, and at Politics and Prose, lots of retired people who had illustrious careers often themselves. What's the difference in the way you approach those two groups?
The older, wiser students are ones who are truly dedicated. I mean, my goodness, they read from cover to cover. And as my husband says, they're my true students. While the students at the university are also wonderful students, yearning and seeking knowledge. So really, I find that they're not that different. They're seeking knowledge in their own way. Now, one group, the older group, has experiences, and I enjoy very much bringing out those experiences into sort of the melting pot that we create in the classroom, and for us to sort of share all those ideas and stories and experiences. So that's sort of with the older group. But with the students at the university, I guess I'm doing more of the sharing. And they are, I hope, inspired to, when they are ready to start their careers, to also go out and push the edge of the envelope and go out and seek those opportunities where they can affect people's lives. It sounds kind of old-fashioned, but guess what? It's still very much needed.
Thank you very much, Heba El-Shazli.
Thank you.